You may not know the name Charlie Woods very well, but since Liz just said famous, you probably can put two and two together. Charlie Woods, Woods the last name, Tiger Woods is his daddy. Here's the thing, Charlie is now playing golf, and his dad is his caddy. And so Tiger Woods is the caddy of Charlie Woods,
of course
his son.
He is. Of course. He was going to be there anyway for the tournament, most likely. So why wouldn't you say, Dad, come on over?
Or he said, son, can I be your caddy?
He could have.
Who knows? That way he could give him all the tips as the son looks at Dad and says, I know, Dad. I know. I know, Dad. Yes, Dad. I know, Dad. Thank you, Dad. Thank you. I know. That might be a little stressful for Charlie. I don't know about their relationship, but I do know that when they're teens and then dad or mom is in the picture, the mom and dad really don't know much.
Don't know much of anything
at
all. But it does give you, at least I feel like it gives you a little window into their relationship. Because even if Tiger would have said, hey, Charlie, can I caddy for you? Or, hey, I'm going to caddy for you. Charlie could have said, no, you're not. I don't know at that age, he's like, 14, that I would have wanted a famous person to caddy for me because it would take the spotlight or it would distract from what he was doing.
Huh. I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah,
I just thought about father-son.
I did too, but at the same time, when it's to the scope of Tiger Woods, where not just golf enthusiasts know that guy and have followed, his entire career, everybody seems to have at least known a little bit about Tiger and not the good stuff necessarily about Tiger.
So that could be the whole thought of I'm in my daddy's shadow.
Yes.
I get you.
But it tells me that they have a pretty good relationship. At least that's my mama's heart thinking.
Well, that's the hope.
Yeah.
Right?
That Charlie's like, Dad, please caddy for me. He's like, yes, I will, Charlie. Cool, let's go. And
Wow.
they skipped off into the sunset.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
Her name's Maggie. She's 7, and she just loves books. But she also has a really big heart. Now, her mama, Tiffany, works in like a senior living facility. And so what Maggie does is she goes and hangs out with mama every now and then. And she knocks on all the doors at this senior living. And she goes in and she reads to the senior citizens. She's got a little backpack. She fills it up with all the books that she likes. And she goes, can you imagine?
She started doing this because her mom worked there.
Yeah, exactly.
And so she started going, and her mom's like, bring your Switch. And she's like, no, I'd rather bring books and read. And she
Yes,
started
girl.
reading to all of the people that are there.
I can't imagine just how they look forward to it. Because a lot of times in, these facilities or nursing homes, this kind of thing, there are not a whole lot of visitors that are coming in and hanging out. Now, they have all kinds of activities, and it's great. But to have a little 7-year-old that knocks on the door and just wants to spend time with you in your company and read to you, that's got to be amazing.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
It's Rob and Liz in the morning. His radio, 800-447-7234.
And here's what Dave said. He said, you guys remind me of the song Start Right Here by Casting Crowns. He said specifically the words, what if the church on Sunday was still the church on Monday too?
Wow.
He said, you don't even know me. You don't know if I've given a few of my meager pennies or thousands of dollars. You love me regardless.
Wow.
And that is true.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, that's, wow. Yeah.
That is humbling.
Yeah,
That's
sweet.
so humbling. Thank you. I'm glad it comes across that way. And I'm thinking about, Dave, and here he is supporting his radio. We're so grateful. Dave's making a difference in lives. And then Tuesday's coming up, and we'll be raising the operational budget for his radio in 4 days, which is a short amount of time.
It really is.
For a Sharathon on a Christian radio station. So here's the thing. Dave believes in the ministry so much. He cares so much that he did what he did and gave his gift. And he's helping with a running start for Sharathon next week.
And like he said, it was maybe pennies. It may have been thousands of dollars. But that's the same for you. Giving that gift that you're being led to give in this moment, that's all we can ask. God lays it on your heart, and he is going to take whatever that amount is, and he's going to put it to use to reach someone for his kingdom and for his glory. And you have a part in all of that.
So here's the thing, too. Dave is now pre-registered to win $100 a week. Watch him win it. $100 a week for an entire year. It helps for the gas and groceries, and Gilstrap Family Dealership gave a generous gift to make this possible for you to actually win this. So you're pre-registered when you give your gift right now. Go ahead and do that right now. A running start gift. Your gift really does matter. And don't let what you can't do keep you from doing what you can do this morning with your gift, just like Dave, who texted. So text the word give. Right now, the word is give, and we'll send you a link. The word is give, 800-447-7234. You can do that online at hisradio.com. And when you listen on the My His Radio app, you can give right there as well. Thank you for your gift this morning.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
So I'm looking and thinking, oh, my word, here's Tom Hanks, a guy in the movies. He went to space, well, kind of.
Well,
because he was in Apollo 13, right?
Yeah, he never made it to the moon.
So
Terrible. He was Jim Lovell.
He now wants to go into space
Well,
and
how
said he'll
could you
do
not?
anything for it.
Well,
He's not talking money. He's like talking, you want me, I will let me go, and I will clean things up. I will serve the astronauts. I will scrub the toilets. I will do anything if you allow me to go to space. This is Tom Hanks.
he did say he'd make jokes. I'm like, well, that's an easy ticket right
For
there.
him,
For him,
yeah.
absolutely.
He's a funny guy.
But I mean, I feel like he's been in more than one space movie, but he was in Apollo 13. I love that movie, by the way.
He did a great job in that.
He did. I want
So did Lieutenant Dan.
He was in that, wasn't
Mm-hmm.
he? Okay, and the guy from Twister was in it as well. He played the guy that got sick. Okay, anyway, we're getting
If you don't know the movie,
I
we're
know.
sorry.
But he wants to go to space. But I'm thinking, this guy's wallet probably has a lot of cash in it. Why can't
He's
he?
got a savings or two, at least a couple $100 in the
I
bank.
would think, I feel like, and he's got, friends, movers and shakers, maybe like an Elon that has SpaceX, where he could just go over and be like, hey, I just want to buy
Yeah.
a ticket.
But he's like, I will serve, I will clean, give me a mop, let me do anything. I just want to go to space.
He says he's going to serve the food. Okay, if you're on the International Space Station, don't they eat everything out of like a toothpaste tube?
Yeah.
So you're just going to squirt that in somebody's mouth?
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
Johanna, our director of support, has joined us this morning, at least for a moment. We're getting ready for a big party, a big event that's happening next week, and it's called Sharathon. And Johanna is going to be here, a part of this big celebration.
Yeah, I get to herd the cats all week next week.
That would be
during
us.
Sharathon.
Meow.
and encourage people to be a part of sharing the light of Christ, because that's what we're here to do at His Radio. And we get to partner with you in doing that. And Sharathon is the time of year we do that. Just 4 days to raise our operating budget. So we're hoping for a big running start, right, Rob?
Yeah, I'm telling you, 4 days is not a lot of time for a Sharathon. Honestly, it's not. But we really feel that God has called His radio to be here to bring that light in the midst of darkness. And here's the thing. A running start would be so huge for the success of next week's Sharathon. And that's where you come in right now to give your gift of support.
That's right. We really want to keep a Sharathon to 4 days. And the key to doing that is to have some folks who help us out before we even begin. And that's what you have the opportunity to do today. You can text the word give to the to 800-447-7234. Or you can use the My His Radio app. There's a place right there that you just tap giving, and you can make your faith promise that way. And two great things happen. Well, more than two, but the first two things that happen is, number one, you help us with that running start. And number two, it gets you registered for the first day fill up, $100 a week, every week for a year for gas and groceries. But it also helps to continue to shine the light of Christ. And we just love being your partners to do that throughout the His Radio community.
It's a great opportunity for you to get involved right now. I mean, for that running start, but more so that somebody's going to hear about Jesus because of you and your gift. So go ahead and text GIVE right now at 800-447-7234.
And you may have somebody on your heart right now that you know of that needs to hear that hope of Jesus, and you can make that possible. Just think of that person, when you give your gift, when you text the word GIVE to 800-447-7234, because not only is that person, possibly going to be reached with that gift, but so many others that will come to a personal relationship, hopefully, with Jesus.
If you don't like to run, do a trotting start. It's okay. 800-447-7234. Just text the word GIVE right now. Thank you for doing that. Several are online giving their gift at this moment. I love it. 800-447-7234. The word is GIVE. Go ahead and text that right now. HisRadio.com and the My His Radio app.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
Ken Griffey Jr. was a baseball player. I think the last team that he was with was the Reds. And, he played with them, I don't even know how many years, but he signed a contract, and I think it was about 23 years ago, where he asked for the payments to be deferred. He's still being paid by the team, even though he hasn't played in a game in years. I think a decade. And so he's still being paid like over $5 million if I'm not mistaken.
A year?
A year.
Smart man.
That's what I'm thinking. He's
Okay.
like, I've got enough money to sustain right
So
now.
why
so
is he in
defer
the
it.
news?
Because he's now picked up a side hustle.
So the $5 million's not enough, huh?
I guess. You know what
Unless
I think
he's
it is?
bored.
He's retired.
Okay.
And so, if I think of a former athlete, their side hustle, maybe coach, coaching other kids.
Oh, okay.
Or, that kind of thing. He's a photographer and a reporter. And, of course, it has to do with sports. So he goes to football games and baseball games and tennis matches and things like this. And he's got one of these Mac Daddy where the camera lens is bigger than your head kind of
Oh,
camera.
yeah. One of those big, long camera
Yes.
lenses that you see
Yes.
in sports.
Yeah.
So he's got one of those. So that's what he's doing?
Yeah, but he's
Well, good
still,
for him.
still being paid like over $5 million. I think through next year, he'll get another paycheck next year. Here's the thing also. He never played in a postseason for the Reds. Like,
You
he
mean,
was-
would that be playoffs for the World
Yes.
Series? Is that what you mean?
right.
Okay.
He was injured, or whatever, and they never got their money's worth, and they're still paying him.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And he's
Okay.
one of the highest paid athletes on the Reds.
Still today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even still
I can
today.
see that. And now he's doing something he wants to do, which
Right.
is the photography at sporting events. Good for him.
How do you work out a deal like that? Like, okay, you're
Are
gonna,
you stuck on the $5 million, or
I'm
that
s-
he's doing the side hustle?
it's
That's pretty cool.
everything that he is retired. He's doing exactly what he wants to, and he still, when he goes to the bank next year, he's going to see an additional $5.9 million deposit.
Okay.
Who gets
She's
a
still
deal
stuck
like
on the
that?
Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah.